Hey, welcome back. Alrighty, so we just finished our shrine and we can now build. So without any further ado, let's get some building done. We are going to build a quick drawbridge across this deal. And in case you're just joining me, welcome. So do pay attention to that green shadow underneath your builds, and that will ensure you don't throw your build off the Great Sky Island. I am not going to tell you who that happened to. Alright, so do take the time to collect your cooking ingredients. You'll have some apples up here. I will take a moment to show you on the map where we're at and where we are heading. So there's our shrine we just emerged from. We are now on this side. And you can actually get down here one of two ways, the way I just did. Or you can make another hook and platform deal and ride this rail over. Either way, we're going to end up in the same spot. And ultimately, we're going to be heading over here for some loot. And I'm actually going to be checking all these. Just about every single one of these has something on it that we're going to be getting our hands into. So this is going to be that cooking pot. Yes, that's right, folks. We're going to be getting a proper cooking pot. We're going to be doing some cooking today. Okay, we're going to go over here as well. There's a bad boy nest. There's actually a korok seed over here. So I'll put a pin kind of next to that. So just to give you a good idea, we're really going to take a moment and go around here. Lots of stamina, stam bulbs particularly. A couple of mushrooms, but yeah, mostly stam bulbs. All right, folks, so where am I at here? I think I got my mushrooms. Continuing on. Okay, there's that hook and platform rail system that I was just mentioning. Okay, one thing I want to point out, always take the time, always to open your crates. Arrows, 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 folks. Get all the ammunition you possibly can coming off the Great Sky Island. Now for, brevity, I'm not going to grab every single crate or pot, or anything else that you can get that kind of loot out of for that matter, but absolutely, I recommend you taking the time to do that. The more ammunition you can get at this stage in the game, the better. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm building kind of a makeshift bridge with that boat. We don't necessarily need the boat per se, but it just kind of speeds up getting across this deal here without having to cut down more trees and whatnot. Alright, so you saw I just picked up an axe. There's going to be another one. A little bit stronger than what we've been using, but always try to keep at least one. Later on in the snowy region, we're going to be building a couple of makeshift ladders out of trees, so you're going to want to have a good axe for that. Okay, so you might have to play with that a little to get it to kind of level off, but you see I just really paid attention to my shadows there. And I took advantage of the ledges. Okay, so go ahead and grab this thing off to the right. And again on the map, just kind of showing you where we've migrated to now at this point. There's actually a korok seed like right behind me. So I'll be sure and hit that as well. Oh, gotta get your charges. Gotta get those charges. So in case you're wondering, yes, you can actually attach that to a weapon when we get this next shrine. But I don't really recommend doing that. There's going to be plenty of construct horns that'll be dropping. And frankly, we're going to end up with more than we know what to do with. And it's close enough in attack power anyway. So I would recommend saving that amber for selling. That'll help get your cash flow going a little bit. Alright folks, so very Breath of the Wild-like, the suspicious jet of earth sticking out of the ground. The even more suspicious rock sitting there. Yeah. Alright, there is a fish right in front of me. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to show you how to go fishing here without actually having to swim around after these guys all over the place. Simply pop them with an arrow and go collect your fish. Now again, I'm not going to take the time to collect every fish, but if I were you, I would absolutely take the time to collect what you see. It doesn't take long, and to do that, you can actually dash. So you saw I was just kind of dashing around there, and they didn't have time to get out of the way. So what I like to do is hit the X button to dash, so you kind of got to aim at them. but then you spam the A button in between each dash. And as long as you're close enough, you'll scoop them up, and they won't have a chance to get away. So again, I'm not going to collect every fish, but absolutely take a moment to do that. You can roast those bad boys up, and they replenish 1.5 hearts per fish. And here's another open fire for you, as well as a loose bow. Matter of fact, I'm going to mark that bow for y'all. Okay, I've got 2 of those now. And there should be some arrows here. And if you want to kind of speed this up, you can actually just use an axe, but again, make sure you have a good one when you get to the snowy region. Or you can use the Ultra Hand there and just kind of pick them up and let them drop. I'm not sure which one, if any, I've used. Alright, I always like to start with that one on the right, if I have more than one like weapon. Okay, so from here, I'm actually going to deviate just a little bit. There's a spick of land down here. Now, it's kind of deceiving with the map again. These were inaccessible before, but this one we can actually get to from right here. But we got to look down. So it's real easy to kind of, you know, wonder where this is. It's actually right below us here. So just like with the island before, get you some stairs going, or probably just one is enough. Make sure you get across there, and I believe there's some more stamina food here as well, some more fishing. And you saw a cricket there just run away. So again, you can't make elixirs here, but you can absolutely take the time to collect those insects. Just walk up to them super slow, painfully slowly, and you'll be able to scoop them up that way. Okay, so more stamina collected. Now for this, you want to go ahead and make that a little lower, because you can climb once you get across. So make sure that first platform is good and low there for you. Alright folks, from here I'm going to hit this next island that's right above us. And you can also knock these birds out. I'm going to show you that too. There's another mechanic the game doesn't really teach you. And that's if you jump off a ledge. Now use discretion. You don't want to jump off a very high ledge. Otherwise you'll plummet to your death. But as soon as you jump off that ledge, take that bow and arrow out. And you saw it slowed time down there and gave me a chance to really focus in there on my aim. So that's another mechanic again that's just really fundamental to the game. They don't really teach it to you yet. Okay, take a moment, collect your mushrooms. Alrighty, so here we're at that other island, and this one is above our head level, so again, same kind of party, move the floaty thingies, and now we're going to really make that staircase. One on top of the other, that'll get us up here. Not a ton of stuff up here, but it's still worth coming on up. You know, you got your cooking stuff, and I think there's another loose bow up here. Probably some more arrows. And your construct. Always get your charges. Okay, there's another loose bow sitting there, so I'll mark that. Ammunition, ammunition, ammunition. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. There might be a stray stam bulb or something I'm just not seeing, but not a very big island, so that's probably all there is. Careful falling down here. It can be kind of deceiving where Lee is actually going to end up and land. Alright, so there's actually... Okay, we're going to kind of show you where we're at on the map now. So right here there's a bad boy nest and some more stamina ingredients. So I'm actually just going to make a quick giant loop out and around that way. But I'm not going to get that Korok seed yet. That's going to come after we cook. So right now I'm going to head straight over toward that bad boy nest from up here though. We're actually not going to jump down and deal with that just yet. Actually, bear with me, I see a mushroom here that I want. And try not to let him get your attention, or try not to get his attention yet. What we're going to do is get him with a headshot. That'll knock him out, and that will not alert the rest to your presence. I like to take him out for two reasons. One, you got your stamina food right here, and he's right there. And for two, when you're down here trying to deal with these guys, he'll be up there lobbing arrows at you the whole time. So it's just a lot less painful on you if you just deal with him while you have a nice clean shot to do so. Okay, so heading out this direction now, there's some more goodies. I think there's another one of them. Yep. And then, of course, we got the bad guys over there again. Just try to ignore and live and let live. Live and let live. Oh, that takes me back. Alright, so I should be okay just squeezing by here. As long as I don't keep catching the wall. Okay, and again, I'm just looking for more stamina food. There's one actually right over there by that Korok seed. And I really appreciate it in this game. They gave us more variety with the Koroks. It's not just the same old Koroks all the time. And I really had fun doing these puzzles. So we're definitely going to come back to this guy before we continue on. But you will see those guys all over the place. A little bit different of a puzzle every time, but it keeps it interesting and challenging. So again, I really appreciated that in this new game. Okay, see, I just picked up quite a bit more stamina there. So it might be a little bit out of our way to kind of go over here and get the stuff instead of just doing it all in one shot. But again, guys, cooking right now. We're going to take full advantage of that cooking pot. Okay, again, I might have trouble seeing these things, so just keep an extra sharp eye out for those stam bulbs. Matter of fact, if you have, trouble seeing color shades like I do, I find it's more helpful to make it nighttime. So you can actually sit down in front of any open flame, campfire, or any cooking pot, and you can make it nighttime. And that stuff, at least for me anyway, it stands out a little bit better. Okay, let's see where I'm at here from map reference. I don't think there's really anything out this way. If they were here, they'd be more in this area. And again, more frogging and more cooking. Okay, I thought there was more than... I just found one by accident. Walked right into it. I did not see that until it was right in front of my face. Alright, so we have arrived at our cooking pot. Again, fine-tooth comb, guys. Make sure you get all your ingredients there. And now we're going to take advantage of what we've collected so far. Okay, so power of choice, guys. Power of choice. Spread this stuff out a little bit. Don't just go throwing 5 things into the cooking pot every time. Do onesies and twosies. And that really spreads your ingredients out, for one. And for two, it just gives you that power of choice. So for example, if you're on a climb and you're almost to the top and you're just not quite there, that would be a perfect time to eat one of these little sliver stamina meals. And you got to have some more too. So again, just kind of spread those out. Power of choice is really the way you want to go with these things. And I tend to rely on those slivers a lot, so I'm going to make quite a few of those. Stam bulbs, they cook up exactly the same way. It's going to give you the exact same amount into the meal there. And just to kind of spread these out a little more. And do another 2 and another 1. That gives me a lot of power of choice there. So in addition to the stamina power of choice, 5 minutes at a time, folks. 5 minutes at a time. So throw 2 peppers in, with each meal. And again, this will spread it, spread those ingredients out. And it'll give you that power of choice. So when we get into the snowy region, we're going to be in and out of caves and stuff. So you really don't need a great big long 10 or 15 minute meal. You'll find 5 minutes is more than adequate, and just in case it's not, you can even cook, just a single and get 2.5 minutes, just in case you're almost there. Just like with that climb, you can eat a quick rescue meal. Alright, so this is what this looks like at this point. You see I've got tons and tons of options here. And I need to get roasting. I'll do that offline at some point, but at some, you're gonna see that not only the mushrooms, but the fish and also the apples. Alright, so moving right along, we're gonna go hit that korok seed and this bad boy nest. Now this nest, there's a little trick to this nest. It's kind of cheating, but I am not in it to fight fair. I am in it to win it. So what we're going to do is we're going to empty out a couple of our inventory spots here. So I would just get rid of a couple of sticks. And we should have, a bow and shield there. But you can see they have an armory sitting right there by them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill that first guy in the head there because he's already got a weapon, but the other two don't. So I'm going to drill him in the head, and I'm going to go over there and steal all their stuff. Now, sometimes they're going to come over here and grab these, but we should be able to get them dead before that happens. Okay, so we're going to do that, in the air, bow and arrow, jump, take that bow out right away, get that headshot. Take your time and focus in there because they give the time to... Uh-oh. I'm not connecting with them there. Oh, no, I'm not going to get there in time. Yeah, well, you get the idea. So I don't know why. My arrows were just kind of going right through his head there. That was really weird. I'll have to figure out what happened there. Okay, so you've got a shield now, so you don't necessarily have to perfect dodge or anything. And, assuming you actually killed that first guy with bow and arrow, he won't even be here right now. So you can see that shield really makes a difference in combat. All you got to do is put that shield up, and then you can go back to swinging away. The only bad thing is they do tend to light their weapons on fire at times. So you're going to come across these guys in your cooking pots or campfires, and you're going to wind up getting caught on fire. So the shield that we have currently isn't going to be super helpful in that case. What you're going to want to do is equip that one. So it's not going to last long, but it will withstand, a few strikes from a shield that's lit on fire. Alright, so there is our treasure chest, and that's that bad boy nest. There's lots of goodies here to be had, so just take a moment and open your crates up and whatnot. Arrows, arrows, arrows. Gotta get that ammo. I rely very heavily on archery in this game. I love my aerial bow and arrow, which is another reason I absolutely go for the stamina first, usually. This game is a little bit different, because in Breath of the Wild, you probably remember I would go around and get like tons of hardy ingredients, tons of hardy durians. They were just everywhere, plethoras and plethoras of those things. And they respawn just constantly. Big hardy radishes and hardy radishes, it was just awesome. Not so much in this game. Yes, they're here, but they're not anywhere near as abundant. So it kind of changes my strategy just a little bit. I'm not going to just zoom right for 3 wheels of stamina. I'll have to kind of divvy that up a little bit. Okay, so I need to reach my friend. We got the Korok seed here. So go ahead and talk to him. That'll initiate the little side challenge, so to speak. And just like we did in that shrine, we're going to have to get a hook and platform deal going here. Oh, and don't worry about the Korok leaves in this version. They used to take up a spot in our inventory, which was super frustrating. But here it's just normal inventory stuff, like apples and everything else. So you can absolutely collect those, and there's no real penalty there. Alright, so go ahead and place that bad boy right smack dab in the middle. And we're going to have to pick him up from the backpack. If you're having trouble picking him up, it might be because you're actually aiming at him and not the backpack. And make sure you glue him to the device, just like everything else got glued. That way he doesn't wind up falling off or rolling over. Okay, and just like the shrine, make sure you're standing in front of the object relative to the way it's going to travel. That way you can just easily jump right on. You don't have to worry about trying to chase behind it and catch it as it's moving away from you. And once we get across here, we can actually wiggle him free. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of get him close enough. And then once you talk to these guys, it'll initiate the seed. And I usually call these guys twofers because you don't get one, but you get 2 seeds, which is awesome. Okay, get your zone eye charge there. There's a couple of more deals up here. You can grab some more arrows, some more mushrooms. Alright, so that hook and platform we built, we're going to use that exact same deal here. And we're going to continue on our way down this railing system. This one's a little tighter, but you should be able to get that. If it doesn't move, just pick it up and try to move it a little bit closer to the ledge, and it'll get going for you. Alright, there's not too much going on down here, but there are going to be a lot of choo-choos. Take the time to get those guys. Definitely take the time to get those guys. Reason being, we're going to be making ice arrows. And although these are not ice chews, you can turn these chew jellies into ice chew jellies. And once we get those ice chew jellies, we'll be able to attach the ice chew jellies to the arrows once we get this next shrine. And it'll just be awesome. You'll be able to freeze enemies. The only real bad thing is when you kill an ice chew jelly, they explode. And I thought I broke that weapon. I didn't. Oh, I picked something else up there. Two-handed weapon. Okay, good deal. So anyway, yeah, just, you know, walk around the grounds here. Make sure you've kind of hit everywhere. I think there's a total of 6 here in this little spot. But each and every one of those chew jellies is going to be an ice chew jelly, aka ice arrow at some point. Kind of sounds like a bad Cat in the Hat book. Kill the chew jelly for ice chew jelly. That sounded a lot better in my head. Alright, anywho, again, you just saw 2 chews pop up. There should be a couple more out this direction somewhere. There they are. And they don't hurt a lot, so you can just kind of go in swinging. You don't have to worry about raising shield, you know, if you really don't want to. It's a quarter heart every time they smack you, so, you know, assuming you're not just getting, you know, beat up from every direction over a long period of time, you're relatively okay taking a little bit of chew damage. There should be a couple more. Yes, sir, Bob. Alright, so we're going to get to building once again. We have to make another... This time we have to make a real raft. We're not going to have one already pre-built here. So you will have to chop a tree down real fast. And we're going to want to use center mass. Reason being is if you don't put that thing right in the center, it can, you know, start turning different directions and just not go straight the way you want it to. So we're actually going to, before we actually get sailing here, and I hope that doesn't despawn now, but there's actually a secret passage that goes under the lake. I'll show you that right now. I just hope that boat doesn't undo itself. Otherwise, you'll be watching me build a boat again. LevelUp Royal's Build a Boat Workshop. I'm going to trademark that. Alright, so right here at Water's Edge, you'll see there's a jump down spot. Now you can get to this one in 2 ways, the way I just went. Or across the way there after we get our next shrine and we have hammers. Boulder hammers or whatever, rock hammers. We could actually break a loose boulder wall on the other side of this thing and get down here that way as well. So for right now, I'm just going to get the hidden secret treasure chest here. Super secret treasure chest. And not fall off the Great Sky Island. In case you're wondering, you can actually fall off and it's not going to be the end of the world. But there is a 1 heart penalty. So if you're already walking around and you're already down to 1 heart, then yes, falling off the Great Sky Island will absolutely result in death. So again, it's not the end of the world, assuming you're not almost dead anyway. Alright folks, are we going to play some side bets to see if my boat is still built or not? My Build-A-Boat Workshop, and it is still good to go. Awesome! I don't have to rebuild. Alright, so what I like to do is just kind of pick this thing up from the side. I like to use this little Venice Beach Canal or whatever. Venice, Italy Canal. And don't worry about the wind. It's always going to be blowing the right way for you, the correct way here. And as soon as we get to the other side, it's going to be a chew jelly party again. So I'll just go ahead and burn up all these wooden sticks I've got accumulated. Now, normally those rusty weapons, they break pretty fast. You know, you swing them around like 4.5 times and they're dead. But in this case, once we attach a weapon head to it, like for example, the construct horn, it gets surprisingly good durability boost out of that. So that's why I made sure I collected that rusty broadsword a bit ago, and I forgot to mention that. Okay, so you saw, oh, there's some fireflies, finally. So what is it, 9:55? They might have spawned earlier had I been here, but anyway, if you want to collect them, which I recommend doing, yeah, again, just walk around painfully slowly here, and you'll be able to scoop them up as you go, unless a bad guy pops out like he just did. They will absolutely scare them away. Okay, there's also a construct here. And I keep breaking weapons, so I'm probably just going to have to go ahead and cook this off. But just to show you, if we were able to continue on through that tunnel system behind the waterfalls, that's the broken wall or the loose pebble wall I was talking about. But for right now, I'm just going to collect our loot, since we've already gotten it out of the way. And that construct should be right around the corner. Yep, there he is. Oh, check that out. Good timing. Come to Papa. As long as you get that first week in there, you're golden. Alright, folks, we have arrived at our shrine. Now, there's some more goodies right around here, but I'm going to grab those right as soon as we're done. So for right now, I hope that really helped you all out. We will see you on the inside for our shrine walkthrough when we come back.